Comedian and Emmy-nominated actress Miss Pat is not shy about her journey from the streets to Hollywood. Well, tomorrow night she is bringing her very real and very raw and uncut stand-up set to MGM National Harbor. News 4's Molette had a chance to sit down with her ahead of the show.
We have a lot in common because I think so, because you're riggedy raw, and you grew up in the crack cocaine era, right, in Atlanta.
Yes.
I grew up here in D.C., so I saw a lot, and you saw a lot, experienced a lot, and you put all of that background and so much more into all of your comedy. That's why it's so real.
Yes, I talk about being a crack dealer, being shot, teenage pregnancy, whatever's out there in the hood, I went through it, and that's what I talk about. But I'm here, and I love telling my story and making people laugh, to let people know it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. People run up on me all the time and love the stories that I tell about, you know, having a gay child, being married 32 years, having a crazy son, having you know, adopting my niece kids. And I just keep it real. So I try to make people, when they come out and see me, they see their family within me.
Yeah.
But they see their struggles within me. They see, you know, anything and everything that you can go through in life. I try to put it on that TV show. I try to say it on that stage. And in the end, I try to make people realize it's okay.
I mean, you've turned this into...
money.
Yes. There you go.
You know, this is the first time I ever had a job that did not check your criminal background history. So I didn't have to go home after I put in the application knowing I was not going to get the job.
Yeah.
Every room I step in, 90% of the chance I get the job. So what I love about being a comedian is that was one of the biggest problems I had in life, was getting a job, because I trafficked drugs, and you know, I forged white people checks, and I made a lot of mistakes.
Okay.
So doing the mistakes and the criminal background history I have, I almost couldn't feed my family. But then I started running my mouth to a caseworker, and she told me I had a talent. So finally I became a comedian, and it worked out for me.
Yeah, I mean, your TV shows have been renewed. They're Emmy-nominated.
Five seasons, 3 Emmy nominations.
This is pretty incredible. But you've had, at times, you've had to fight to continue to be your authentic self.
I think the problem is that they wasn't used to a woman telling the stories that I told. You know, when you hear drugs and you hear abuse, it's usually coming from a man, a male comedian. So when a woman out there talking about this, they immediately wanted to feel sorry for me. And they was like, oh, can you tone it down? I said, no, I'm gonna always be who I am. Because if I let you shape me into something that I'm not gonna be happy. I like cursing. I curse every day. I'm gonna curse a little bit this weekend when y'all come out to the MGM Grand. That's what I do. And I'm never gonna stop being who I am.
You're touring now, you're doing podcasts, you've got your shows coming up. How are you managing all of it and still staying relevant and funny on stage?
Well, I've been married now for over 32 years, and my husband retired from Allison Transmission about 3 years ago. So, you know, we reverse roles. Now, I bring home the whole pig, and he stay home and eat the bacon. So that's how I'm able to go out here and, you know, every weekend and be a comedian and not worry about the home for.
There are other comedians aspiring to be successful and to get that big shot. What's your message to those, especially those who are raw and real?
I would say this: don't ever let nobody change you. Always be real, to be true to who you are. And you know, that's one thing. If I ever go into a meeting and they want me to do something that I don't feel comfortable with, I say, that's okay, you keep your money. Because you know, all money ain't good money. And I would just tell people all the time, nobody's gonna believe in you like you believe in yourself. You know, I don't use fancy words. I love how you talk up here. I could never use those words. But you know, that don't mean I can't conversate with you. And I tell people that all the time. Just stay true to who you are.
Well, we need to see all of this and more on the stage, stopping at the MGM National Harbor. Thank you so much, Miss Pat.
Wait a minute now, I want to say it's almost sold out, so y'all better get y'all tickets. Go to MissPatComedy.com. Come see me before you gamble.
What she said.